Hello to all those who are watching this recording. This video is an informational presentation for UC San Diego undocumented students who want to learn more about the 2021-2022 PACE Fellowship programs offered by Undocumented Student Services. In this presentation, we will provide an explanation of what the PACE Fellowship is, the difference between the two types of PACE Fellowship programs offered, tips on finding a mentor, identifying which programs is best for you, where to apply, and finally, we will end by answering some frequently asked questions. Before we go any further, I would like to introduce the team who is responsible for working with the students in the PACE Fellowship programs. First, my name is Dayan Kimberly, and I serve as the Program Coordinator for Undocumented Student Services, and I oversee the PACE Fellowship program.
I am Kimberly Alonso, a professional development intern. For the academic year, I will be one of your go-to persons for any general questions or concerns you may have.
Hi everyone, I'm Dalia Guerrero. I'm also a professional development intern for the academic year. Similar to Kimberly, I'm your first point of contact if you have any questions or concerns.
Now that you know the team, we will go on to the program overview. First thing to be aware of, the PACE Fellowship is split into two different programs. There is PACE and then there is PACE Lite. Both programs provide students with an experiential learning opportunity, meaning regardless of which program you are in, you will have the chance to work on a hands-on project with the campus department or unit. Please note, research-based opportunities will not be accepted in either program. So when searching for an opportunity, please keep this in mind. Both programs will also provide students with some amount of compensation for the time that is put into their learning opportunity. To be eligible to apply, both programs require students to be AB 540, have a California DREAM Act on file, demonstrate financial need, and be in good academic standing, meaning you have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA. If you are not sure if you meet these eligibility requirements, you can check your financial aid statement or contact our office for more information. Now, the main difference between the two programs is the amount of scholarship money that is given. In PACE, students will receive more scholarship money because they have more requirements to complete during the academic year. In contrast, students in PACE Lite will receive a smaller amount of scholarship because they have less requirements and a shorter time commitment to their learning opportunity. In the next slides, we will dive deeper on what those requirements look like for each program. Additionally, the PACE application opens once a year during the summer, while the PACE Lite applications open every quarter. So for example, those interested in being part of the fall quarter cohort of PACE Lite will apply in the summer, and those interested in being part of the winter cohort will apply in the fall, and so on. But please note, students interested in participating in PACE Lite can renew their application every quarter, therefore allowing them to participate in multiple quarters in one academic year. Now that we have established the similarities and differences between the programs, we will go over each program in more detail. By applying and being accepted into PACE, students will be required to log in 12 to 20 hours of participation per week in their learning opportunity. As a student, you will need to find your own experiential learning opportunity within a host unit or department on campus. Then, find a mentor within that host who provides mentorship and guidance during the time that you participate in the learning opportunity. Please note, research-based opportunities will not be accepted. Those who apply to PACE programs with the learning opportunity already in place will have more of a likelihood to be accepted. In future slides, we will share how you can access various resources we created to support you in finding a host and mentor. As part of PACE, you will also have to attend all PACE activities. This will include attending the virtual welcome orientation, creating a career portfolio, attending one USS workshop per quarter, and submitting an end-of-year report. And lastly, by applying and getting accepted into PACE, you must commit to being an active fellow for the entire academic year. With your commitment to the program, you will gain a greater sense of community at UCSD, a $6,000 scholarship for the academic year, one-on-one career development, and the opportunity to participate in a unique and meaningful experiential learning opportunity that benefits your personal and professional development. PACE program has been submitted to CCR for approval and more information about this will be provided once the students get accepted to the program.
Applications for PACE will open on August 11th and close on September 12th at 11:59 p.m. Students will hear about program decisions by the end of September. Throughout the month of October, accepted fellows will have to confirm their mentor and start working with them within 2 to 3 weeks of program acceptance.
Now moving on to PACE Lite requirements. If accepted to PACE Lite, you will be required to confirm your mentor no more than 2 weeks after being accepted to the program. Therefore, we highly recommend you start reaching out for a potential host and mentor now. You are required to participate in your learning opportunity for 12 to 20 hours per week and find a mentor. Again, no research-based opportunities will be accepted. Additionally, you are required to watch the recorded welcome orientation, submit your end of the quarter report, and commit to be an active fellow for the quarter that you are accepted in. In return for your quarterly commitment, you will receive a $1,000 scholarship and gain professional development through your learning opportunity on campus. PACE Lite has been submitted to CCR for approval, and more information about this will be provided once the students get accepted to the program.
As Dayan mentioned earlier, PACE Lite applications open on a quarterly basis. So if you want to participate in the fall quarter, you must apply during the summer. If you're accepted, you will also receive no more than 2 weeks to confirm and start working with your mentor. You can apply for as many quarters as you would like as long as you have a mentor and a learning opportunity. For example, you can apply to the program and participate in both fall and winter quarters, or just apply once and participate in that one quarter of your choice, if accepted. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, how do I find a mentor? The easiest way to go about finding a mentor is researching different UCSD departments and reading the UCSD staff's bio. This will help you identify potential mentors to reach out to. Once you have a list of potential UCSD mentors, you can send them each an individual email, telling them who you are, what you're requesting, and refer them to the host interest guide. We will share in the next slide how you can access this guide. Now, the same thing holds true if you were to visit potential hosts in person. You would introduce yourself, tell them what you're seeking, and where they can find more information if they were interested. The important thing is to stay persistent when looking for a UCSD mentor. If you're accepted to a fellowship program, you will receive more information on how to find a mentor on campus, but we recommend that you start your search as early as possible. Once you're accepted, if you're unable to confirm a learning opportunity after reaching out to various potential mentors, please reach out to us, the professional development team, and we can help guide you towards finding a mentor.
We have mentioned that when you are reaching out to potential mentors, to refer them to Undocumented Student Services Host Interest Guide. This guide is specifically created for potential host units to get the full scope of what they must provide in order for them to be approved as your host unit and future mentor. You can access this guide by going to Undocumented Student Services Linktree website and clicking on the link named PACE Fellowship Hub. This will take you to a Google Drive, where you can find various resources we created. One of those documents is called the Host Mentor Interest Guide. You can download this guide and share it with your potential host and mentor. This is what the guide looks like. From that guide, it's important for you to be aware that the potential host units and mentors must meet 4 requirements. 1, they must be a UC San Diego unit or department. Hosts and mentors outside of UCSD will not be accepted. 2, the potential host department or unit must provide you with an experiential learning opportunity, meaning that you get to work on a real hands-on project and not simply perform operational tasks. Thirdly, the host unit must delegate to you a mentor who can not only provide guidance and support on the tasks associated with your learning opportunity, but can also provide holistic mentorship on personal and professional development. Finally, the host unit must commit to a defined number of quarters to host you. For example, if you are applying for PACE, then your host unit must be able to take you on for all 3 quarters of the academic year, meaning fall, winter, and spring.
If after this information you are still left wondering what program to apply to, We recommend you consider how far developed you are in your career plan, how much time you can commit to the program, and whether or not you still need to look for a mentor. We recommend you apply to PACE if you are behind on your career portfolio, which could mean you don't have any actual experience on your resume yet, or you've never written a resume or cover letter before. We also recommend you apply if you have the time to commit to all program requirements for the academic year. Failure to meet all program requirements can result in a delayed or withheld scholarship disbursement, so please consider your commitment to the program before applying. Now, if you are looking to apply for a short-term commitment that you can add to your resume, or if you already have a mentor and are looking for some compensation for your experience, apply to PACE Lite. Remember, you can apply to PACE Lite for as many quarters as desired.
To find the fellowship program application, please visit the Undocumented Student Services Linktree site. To navigate to the application site, either scan the QR code you see below or copy the link onto your browser, or you can find the link on our Instagram bio. Now, if you're wondering, how will you know when the applications are open? Make sure to either regularly check Undocu's Linktree or follow the Undocumented Student Services Instagram and Facebook account. We will be posting about the application on there. Now we will briefly show what the application looks like. So once on the Linktree website, click on the PACE Fellowship Programs Application 21-2022. After selecting the PACE application, you will be taken to this job form application that must be completed in one sitting. So once you get to the application, you will see this front page that will have the YouTube video that we're creating right now, an overview of the requirements for PACE and PACE Lite, and the very first question you will be asked is which program you'll be applying to. Please make sure to click the appropriate program for you. Then we will start asking you some personal questions like your name, your PID, and then different forms of communication. Lastly, we will ask you about your GPA. If you have a GPA lower than 2.0, we still encourage you to apply, but please use this section to explain why your GPA is low and how you expect to stay committed to the fellowship program and stay in academic satisfactory. We will also ask you a variety of questions about your eligibility. We will ask if you're an AB 540 student, if you have the California Dream Act, and we will also ask if you have DACA. We will also ask you to upload a screenshot of your current financial aid package. The screenshot must look like this. If you submit something else, we will be reaching out to you and asking you to resubmit the correct screenshot. Then we will be asking you a series of essay prompt questions. Please make sure to provide meaningful and thorough answers to all the questions that we ask. We will also be asking you about commitments to other jobs or internship opportunities. Please make sure to be honest and detailed in the time commitments associated with other opportunities. And lastly, we will ask you to upload your resume. If you need support on creating a resume, please go to the Career Center's website. The link is on the application.
As a previous fellow student, one tip I can provide you all is to start looking for your mentor now, before you apply to the program or while you wait to hear back. Confirming a mentor now can help increase your chances of getting into either PACE programs. Let's say, worst case scenario, you were to find a mentor, but for some reason you didn't get into the program that quarter. Think of the bright side. You just taught yourself how to network and added someone to your professional network who you can start speaking and asking questions to. I highly recommend preparing ahead of time rather than stressing yourself out last minute attempting to find a learning opportunity.
Before we end, we will take the opportunity to answer some frequently asked questions. First, can I apply to both programs? If you're not sure which program will be best for you and decide to apply to both, please be aware that if you accepted, you will only be accepted into one fellowship program for the academic year or the quarter. The acceptance decision may not reflect your preferences. Can I apply to the PACE program if I do not have work authorization? Yes, you can. We highly encourage students who do not have work authorization to apply to either program. Next question. What are the chances of getting accepted? The chances of getting accepted are dependent on how many other students apply that academic year or that quarter. Fourthly, what if I'm unable to fulfill program requirements? Students' failure to complete program requirements once in the program will result in partial or full reduction of scholarship awards. Finally, if my application gets rejected, can I apply again? Of course, all students are welcome and encouraged to keep applying to the PACE programs. Thank you all for taking the time to learn more about Undocumented Student Services PACE Fellowship programs. If you have additional questions or any follow-up questions to this presentation, feel free to contact us at our general email, undoc@ucsd.edu, or contact one of our PD team members, Kimberly, Dalia, or myself, whose emails are on the screen. Thank you all for your time.